because you refuse to do something simple that God told you to do. He told you to go to that homeless shelter, and you like, I don't deal with homeless people, they dirty. Now you done played yourself because your man of God been working over there with them homeless people. That's his ministry. And until you step foot in that building with a humble heart, because he gonna know if you're a pretender, because some pretending females then came up in there because of him, and he like, nah, you ain't it because you ain't really one with God, so I can't deal with you. He been waiting on you to walk in, but because you're above it, I'm just saying, you don't know. God is strategies ahead of your present. He's 6 moves ahead. He knows where stuff is. He's moving pieces in place on purpose. And if you don't follow his path, you miss out on some of the stuff he's trying to give you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. It just means that you might have missed the best possible option. So you got the result, but it wasn't the best result. And it wasn't because of him. Okay, all right. You might have to endure people looking at you funny while you're waiting. That blind man had spit dirt on his eyes. He already couldn't see, and now he got spit dirt on his eyes. And he had to walk to a pool. Now, anywhere that Jesus is, there's a crowd of people. So that blind man walked through the crowd of people, finding his way to the pool with spit dirt on his eyes. You don't think somebody was like, man, what's that on your eyes, man? You don't think that he heard people when Jesus was like, you don't let him put it on your eyes. Don't let him. Don't. Hey, man, that's spit. Hey, man, that's spit. That ain't water, bro. That's not water. Don't do it. Back up. You don't think he heard all of that? And somehow he still said, nah, I got faith. I trust that whatever process he gonna send me through, I'm gonna come out of this bad boy seeing. It took great faith for that. Some of y'all, as soon as y'all heard, y'all be like, I'm straight. I'm a pass. Appreciate you taking your time. We're gonna move on. Okay? And the last lesson, you might have to do some work for it. You heard scripture, faith without works is dead. Doesn't mean that if you don't do works, you won't get it. But it does mean that work within you might have to be done. So that you are a fertile ground for seeing your manifestation. Amen? Looking at Elijah, he could have been mocked. He could have been killed if this didn't work. I believe God put him up to doing all that. I really do. I feel like God gave him a righteous indignation for him to start talking mess. Because who would do that? Because this is the Elijah that be scared. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the Elijah that was on the run for a while. He was a fugitive. You know what I'm saying? And so, for him to come to the people that he was afraid of killing him and start talking mess, that says a lot. So lessons from Elijah. It's only a couple of them. God might ask you to do some things that might make it seem like it's impossible for it to be done, only to make your manifestation more public. When Elijah got done, everybody believed God, except for the ones that was the prophets of Baal and those people. And the ones that he was trying to rally to get to turn back to God, they was ready to do whatever God told them to do. All eyes was on him. That was a public display of what God could do. And it turned a nation back to him. Some of y'all, your manifestation can't be private. This for some of y'all that like to keep your business to yourself. I don't really do testimonies like that because I don't need everybody in my business. They don't need to know what I've been dealing with, this, that, and the third. Hey, your testimony might need to be public to draw more. Because see, the whole point of manifestations is not for you. The whole point of manifestations, remember, is for God to get the glory. Your manifestation ain't about you. We don't care if you get pregnant or not. We don't care if you you get married or not, that ain't got nothing to do with you. We need people to see God in your life. Okay, God, you know we already over time, but I'll say it. Some of y'all's manifestation ain't been there because God can't be seen in your life currently. Some of y'all are part-time Christians. I know I used to be one. In church, you are super saved and super holy. But when you step outside them doors, you're a whole nother alter ego. Demonic in every way known. You be at work and don't nobody wants you to come to work because they don't want to be around you. You at school raising hell in your classrooms. Your teachers can't stand you. When you absent, everybody's happy because there's no peace if you're there. That's for y'all children and teenagers that think this ain't your word. It's yours. And you wondering why you getting C's, D's, and F's because God can't be glorified with your life right now. Because you part-timing him. Some of y'all cussing your kids out at home, but then want to come up here talking about, I've been praying for them, Pastor. Can you talk to them? No, because they told me you be cussing them out at home. So no, stop cussing them out at home. Some of y'all, I know who you are, and I don't say a word. You ain't got snitched on and don't even know it. You wonder why you've been praying for your kids. God, save my kids. God, turn them to you. And God's like, they can't turn to me because they see that you're supposed to have me, and they don't want you. They like, if you got God and that's how you act, I don't want no parts of that. See how them claps died down a little bit? I understand you have been seen, but it's okay. Take it, let God create that clean heart. Don't get offended. Don't add more stuff in your heart that got to get cleaned out. Take that reprimand. Do better. Some of y'all kids in successful school year this year that you've been praying for every year and ain't got it yet is waiting on you. I don't know who. That's not a mother. I'm moving on. Last lesson from Elijah, you have to be so confident no matter how ridiculous your situation looks, you know that God's got it handled. This is one of those. And I'm going to have to skip ahead because, yeah, I'm behind. This is one of those, if you go to the doctor and they say you got a golf-sized ball tumor in your body, and you've been telling that doctor, I believe in God. And you are, truly. Your heart is clean, all of that. It looks ridiculous. There are doctors that live to mock Christians. They be like, yeah, okay, I've seen this before. That you can't let that mockery and shame get into your clean heart. You can't let that cause you to doubt. Because maybe that doctor and that medical staff needs to see a miracle so that they all can turn to him. So even though your situation looks impossible, know that God is the God of possible. And if you truly have faith in your heart without doubt, no matter what that situation is, you still have a manifestation in your heart. You've seen it.